Hello ENC 91 students, this is Professor Bloomingberg, and the purpose of this video is to introduce you to Week 7 coursework and my expectations for you in terms of the work this week. As always, I'm starting on our Blackboard homepage, and I'm going to come over to the side and I'm going to scroll down to click on Weekly Assignments. And from there, at the very top, I'm going to click on the Week 7 coursework folder. And this brings up a full listing of the coursework. I'll just move the camera a little bit there. And as always, your work is uploaded as a Word document and a PDF document. I'm going to go ahead and click on the PDF document. And one thing that I will need to do is just readjust the camera a little bit, so bear with me as I do that. So we'll start as always with the readings for this week. The first of which is All Over But the Shoutin' Chapter 5, pages 51 through 59. We, of course, had a lot of horrible weather last week. Somerset Community College was closed all week last week, so I slowed down the pace for our class so that you guys wouldn't get too far ahead of my ENC classes. But now we're ready to get back into the regular workload, and we'll get back this week with All Over But the Shoutin' Chapter 5. Also, there's something new, and this is available to you on the Week 7 folder. It is Fixing Common Sentence Problems Study Guide. And this is a study guide that I've created. It will hopefully introduce you to some of the common sentence problems as well as ways to fix them. And again, that's in the course folder. So those are the only two reading assignments that you have this week. There are no reading assignments from the Right Stuff textbook. If I scroll a little further down, submitted assignments. On your Grade Center, if you go to your My Grades, you'll see that you have my comments on the rough draft of the narrative essay. What I would like for you to do this week is to review those carefully. If you have questions, feel free to let me know. But I want you to use those comments to direct you in working through a final draft of the essay. And just so you're clear, I am looking for substantial changes from the rough draft to the final draft. Not just surface level changes like adding a comma or working on capitalization, although those things are important. I'm looking to see that you have made some significant content changes, idea development, thesis statement, those kinds of things. So the final draft is due no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, March 2nd. Okay? Blackboard discussion assignments. This week you do have two of those, the first of which concerns Chapter 5 of All Over But the Shoutin', and the second concerns the Fixing Common Sentence Problems topic that we're looking at from the study guide. So you want to have all your discussion board assignments completed no later than that same deadline, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, March 2nd. Okay? And if you will bear with me, I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit so we can move down. And it's a little shaky. I apologize for that. My writing lab, paragraph development. What I would like for you to do is go ahead and complete the paragraph development module this week. This was a module that you started the week before last when the snow hit. You should have hopefully had a little bit of time to work on it last week, but I know that with the weather being as it was, that could have been a hindrance. But I do want you to go ahead and finish that module. It's 9 topics. Go ahead and finish that for this week. And I'm actually going to take a little bit of time in this video to pull up my writing lab in a couple minutes and show you what you need to do. Because I'm getting some questions concerning the My Writing Lab, and I just want to make sure everything's clear. So bear with me again. I'm going to readjust camera one more time. Well, at least one more time for now. And I'm going to shift back over. Try to zoom in a little bit. I'll go back to the top. And I'm going to go back to the Week 7 folder. And so your coursework, that's what's expected from you. I have relinked the narrative essay assignment sheet so that you can see it as both a Word document and PDF document should you need to review that. I'm going to have to move the camera down a little bit as we go. The narrative essay final draft, it's the same as always with the submission drop box. You just want to use the Browse My Computer option to download your files and attach it so that I can see it. If I move down just a little bit more, you can see the discussion board. And it is linked so that when you click on it, you'll see this week's 2 discussion board assignments. And if I come down just a little bit more on the very bottom, you can see the My Writing Lab Writing Learning Path. Now, this is something that I link in each week's course folder, each week's weekly folder. I'll get that right in a second. As I'm sure you noted, it is probably the easiest way to log into My Writing Lab. You can use the tab in the corner, which is right here at the very top. But if you go down here, I think you'll find it much easier because it'll take you directly into the learning path. So let me go ahead and click it, and when I do, I'm going to have to readjust camera. I apologize, a lot of camera movement here, but it's important that you get a sense of what we're trying to do. So let me go ahead and click the link. It'll pull up directly into the writing path, learning path for the My Writing Lab, and we'll talk about it. So I'll click it, and I'm going to move the camera just a little bit so that we can get all of the modules in right there. Okay, so you can see it's you've already completed basic grammar and the craft of writing. And if I reposition the camera and move it just a little bit, you can see that here's the one for this week, paragraph development that you want to finish, sentence skills. If I move the camera back over, the punctuation, mechanics, and spelling, usage and style, research, and essay development. Those are your 8 modules. I'm going to click on the paragraph development, and I want to talk to you for just a minute about this particular module so you understand what you're being asked to do. So one of the questions I'm having is that some of you are not clear on what all needs to be done within each module. Well, if you look on the topics list, there are 9 pencil topics. You need to make sure that you complete work in all 9 of the topics, not just one, but all 9. For each topic, there's a corresponding list of activities, starting with overview and animation. That's the part of the activities that will introduce you to the lesson, so those are very important. And feel free to see the video in the Start Here tab on Blackboard, because I go into much more review of the options here. I won't do that in this video, but those are very important for each part of the lesson. Then you have your recall, which are 10 multiple choice questions. Your applies, those are where you have to find selected parts of the passage, whatever you're being asked to do. All the applies are a little different with the same structure. And then note your post-test. That's the part of the lab that will turn this pencil over here into what we hope to be a star. So remember the rules that you need to complete at least 1 recall and 1 apply, theoretically doing well on them before you do a post-test. Now, if you're hitting struggle with the recall and apply, it's probably not a good idea to go on to the post-test because you only have 2 attempts for the post-test. But note that the mastery level is 80% on everything, recall, apply, and post-test. But the post-test, again, is the only way that you'll change your pencils over to stars. You have to get 8 out of 10 answered correctly on the post-test to get your mastery over here. Now, mastery is definitely the goal, but if you don't get it, if you can't change every one of those pencils to stars, do not worry. There may be a couple that you just struggle with that will factor into your overall score. However, if you're finding that you're not turning any of these pencils into stars, you really need to slow down your pace and look at those overviews and animations and get a good sense of the lesson, because it would be my opinion that you're hitting some struggle with understanding what the lesson's asking you to do. I hope this explains everything well. There is an option for a skills check, and it's step 1. I would respectfully ask you not to do that. Just work on steps 2 and 3. As a matter of fact, I honestly thought those were taken out of the lab. I'll be going back in very soon to see what I can do to remove those from the lab. This is your coursework for week 7. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I hope you found this video helpful. More videos to come as we go through the remainder of the semester. Take care and good luck. Bye-bye.